In this lesson, we're going to learn how to pattern sketches. The file that I have open is called rectangularpattern.ipt, and it can be found in your Chapter 7 folder. And what I want to do with this specific file here is I want to go back and eventually I'm going to create a series of webs, and it's going to require a whole bunch of line segments. I don't want to draw them in individually, so I'm just going to get in tight, and I'm going to make this top plane the active sketch, and then I'm going to use the Look At tool. So I'm going to look directly down on that, and then I'm going to draw in a line segment. And we'll get it perpendicular, apply a dimension to that, and we'll just place that in at 25. And what I can do now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to do a rectangular pattern on that line for the direction. In this case, there's only going to be one, so I'm going to just select one of the edges of the part, and we'll reverse that direction. And again, we'll keep our spacing at 25. And the nice part is the preview. You can see exactly what the end result is going to be. So if we change that to 5 or 7, we see exactly the spacing, how that's going to look. If I needed to, I could also do a direction 2. In this case, I'm not. If I expand the dialog box, you'll see that we have a couple other options. I can go back and I can suppress one of the lines. So in this case, let's say I'm going to have something else happening right near the center. So I could come back, I could suppress one of those line segments from the pattern itself. I can also keep this associative or not associative. In this case, we will. And also we have a fitted option. So if I check that, you'll see in this case it's going to try to fit 7 of our lines, in this case, in 25 millimeters. That's probably not what I'm looking for, so I'm going to uncheck the fitted option. So now I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now what I want to do is let's go back and return. And what I'm simply going to do here is just show you the rib tool. So I'm just going to select those edges, or the line segments I should say, and we'll just pull those back down. A lot easier than placing them in individually here. So that pattern, if I go back, make that sketch active, you'll see that there is no pattern underneath the sketch. Everything is existing here is in the graphics window itself. So if I move my cursor over one of the lines that are part of that pattern, I can right mouse click, and here's where I can go back and delete or edit that pattern. So in this case, let's go back and change the spacing to 24. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that other line segment back that was suppressed. So we'll just go back and repick it, click OK, and then return, and everything will get updated. So you'll notice at this point that the middle rib is not there. You're probably wondering, why is that? Well, in this case, when I did the rib, we didn't select that line. So what I need to do is edit feature, and then in this case for the profile, move the dialog box out of the way. I'm going to come back, I'm going to select that line that was now part of our original selection set, and it's now part of that. The last file that I want to talk about here, I'm going to open up the circular pattern.ipt, and this too is found in your Chapter 7 exercise folder. And in this case, it's just a cylinder that's extruded. So let's switch back to our previous view. I'm going to make Sketch 2 active, which is right up on top. And I just want to show that we can do circular patterns as well. So in this case, what I've done is just going to draw in a circle. I can apply a couple dimensions to that. And then let's go back and also apply a vertical constraint to align our points up vertically. And now we can go back and click on the circular pattern tool, and the geometry that we want to pattern, of course, is going to be the circle. Then for the axes, I'm just going to pick on the center point. And let's just leave that as is. Click OK. And now at this point, you're free to go back and make this into a feature. So in this case, if I went back, I could extrude the 6 cylinders out. As you can see, I have to select them individually. So maybe in this case, it may have been easier to just draw in one cylinder and then pattern that feature.